Most people think pleasure is random, something that just happens in the moment. But the truth is very different. When you observe carefully and listen to real experiences, clear patterns start to appear. Certain actions, certain positions, and certain details quietly decide whether a moment becomes unforgettable or forgettable. Many people never notice these small details, and because of that, they repeat the same mistakes again and again. What surprised me the most is that when real experiences are compared with careful research, the answers are almost identical. Today we will talk about what truly works, what most people misunderstand, and one position that almost nobody expects to hear about. Now let's begin with the first position that both observation and real experiences repeatedly confirm as highly effective for helping a woman reach climax. Standard missionary with a pillow placed underneath her hips. When this idea is discussed openly, many women immediately recognize why it works. Elevating the hips creates a more natural angle for the body, which allows deeper contact and better stimulation. This small adjustment changes the entire dynamic of the position. Instead of relying only on movement, the body alignment begins to do part of the work naturally. The result is a combination of pressure and rhythm that many women find far more satisfying than the standard flat position. Let me explain this in a simple way. There are two important elements working together here. The first is the emotional connection. When two people are face-to-face looking into each other's eyes, something powerful happens. Eye contact creates a feeling of closeness and trust. For many women, emotional connection strengthens physical pleasure. It is not only about physical movement, it is also about feeling desired, noticed, and valued. When she can see your expression and feel your attention, the experience becomes more intense and meaningful. Now there is also a physical reason why this position works so well. Instead of focusing only on fast or deep thrusting, the key is the grinding motion. This means staying close and moving the hips forward and back slowly while maintaining contact. When the body moves this way, the clitoral area receives steady pressure at the same time as penetration. This creates what many people call dual stimulation. Most women reach climax through clitoral stimulation, and when that stimulation happens together with penetration, the sensation becomes much stronger. The small detail that changes everything is the pillow placed under her hips. Elevating the hips tilts the pelvis upward and changes the angle of contact between both bodies. Because of this angle, the pubic bone naturally presses closer to the clitoral area during the grinding motion. Without that elevation, the angle can be slightly off, which means the clitoral contact becomes weak or inconsistent. But with the right alignment, every slow movement maintains pressure and friction where it matters most. This is why many women say that the grinding motion is more effective than simply moving faster or deeper. Strength and speed are not the real secret. Consistent contact and controlled movement are far more important. When a man stays close, keeps the rhythm steady, and rocks his hips forward while maintaining pressure, the stimulation becomes continuous instead of momentary. That steady pressure is what often allows a woman to reach climax. Now let's move to the second position that many women say works extremely well. In this position, the woman is on top while leaning slightly forward. At first glance, it may seem simple, but there is a powerful reason why this position is so effective. The biggest advantage is control. When she is on top, she can control the angle, the depth, and the rhythm in the exact way her body prefers. Everyone's body responds slightly differently, and this position allows her to naturally adjust every movement until it feels right. There is also the same face-to-face connection again. Both partners can look at each other, speak, smile, and stay emotionally connected during the moment. That connection can intensify the experience in ways that purely mechanical movement cannot. But the physical mechanics here are just as important. As she leans forward, her clitoral area naturally presses against the lower abdomen or pubic bone. When she begins to rock her hips forward and back, the same dual stimulation appears again. Penetration happens at the same time that the clitoral area receives consistent pressure. Some men feel unsure about this position because they think they are not actively doing anything. But that is not true. Even in this position, there are ways to stay engaged. Placing your hands on her hips and guiding her movement can completely change the experience. When you hold her hips and gently pull her closer, you are still participating and directing the rhythm together. This shows presence and intention. Even though she has control of the movement, the shared energy between both partners becomes stronger. Many women say that when a man stays engaged in this way, the experience feels more intense. They feel desired, supported, and connected at the same time. The combination of control, steady grinding movement, and emotional connection creates the same powerful dual stimulation that we talked about earlier. And that is why this position consistently helps many women reach climax more easily. This creates clitoral contact together with penetration. And because she controls the movement, she can naturally discover the exact angle and pressure that works best for her body. One important truth is that every woman's anatomy is slightly different. The distance between the vaginal opening and the clitoris is not exactly the same for everyone. Because of that, a position that works perfectly for one woman might feel slightly different for another. When she is on top, she can adjust her hips, lean closer, or shift her rhythm until everything aligns in the way her body responds to best. That freedom to adjust is one of the main reasons this position often leads to climax more easily. You can also strengthen the experience with simple touches. Place your hands on her waist and guide her gently. Run your hands along her sides or hold her close as she moves. Pull her slightly closer for a kiss. These small actions may seem simple, but they deepen the connection between both partners. When she feels that you are present, attentive, and engaged, the emotional intensity grows stronger along with the physical sensations. But something interesting appeared when people began discussing these positions honestly. Even though these two positions often help women reach climax, many people also agree that repeating the same pattern again and again can eventually feel predictable. Human attraction responds strongly to novelty and variety. Not every position will produce the same intensity of climax, but changing positions keeps the experience alive and exciting. Variety adds energy and spontaneity to the moment. Confidence also plays a role here. When someone confidently changes positions and leads the moment naturally, it creates a feeling of direction and presence. That sense of leadership can make the experience feel more passionate and alive. Instead of moving mechanically, the interaction feels intentional and dynamic. That unpredictability often keeps attraction strong. Because of this, many people prefer to use those two reliable positions as a foundation rather than the entire experience. More intense or energetic positions can appear earlier, building excitement and passion. Then when the moment is approaching its peak, transitioning into one of the positions that consistently support climax can help bring everything together. In this way, both excitement and reliability work side by side. Now there is another factor that influences everything we have discussed so far, and that is blood flow. No matter which position is used, proper circulation plays a major role in arousal and sensitivity. Both men and women have erectile tissue that responds to increased blood flow. When this tissue becomes filled with blood, sensitivity increases and physical sensations become stronger. For women, healthy blood flow to the clitoris and surrounding tissues increases sensitivity and responsiveness. When circulation is reduced because of stress, poor cardiovascular health, fatigue, or aging, arousal may take longer and climax may become more difficult to reach. A key element connected to circulation is nitric oxide. This compound helps relax and widen blood vessels, allowing blood to move more freely through the body. When blood vessels expand, more blood can reach sensitive areas, which increases sensation and responsiveness. Better circulation often means stronger physical response and more intense experiences. This principle applies to everyone. When circulation is healthy and the body is relaxed, physical responses become easier and more natural. Because of this, technique and position are only part of the picture. Overall health, stress levels, and good circulation also play an important role in how the body responds during intimate moments. What surprised many people the most was the final result of that discussion. When different positions were compared, one position appeared as the least likely to lead to female climax. The answer often surprises people because it is also one of the most popular positions. The position is doggy style. When people hear this, many expect the opposite result. The position feels intense, passionate, and physically powerful. Yet observation shows that many women rarely reach climax from it alone. The reason becomes clearer when we examine how the body responds. The first factor is the lack of face-to-face connection. In this position, the partners cannot easily see each other's eyes or expressions. For many women, emotional connection strengthens physical sensation. Eye contact, closeness, and shared expression can amplify the experience. When that connection is reduced, the intensity may feel different even if the physical movement is strong. The second and more important reason involves stimulation. Most women reach climax primarily through clitoral stimulation. When clitoral stimulation happens at the same time as penetration, the body receives two types of sensation together. This combination often produces the strongest response. In doggy style, that natural clitoral contact usually does not occur automatically. Unless the clitoral area is stimulated with a hand or another method, the movement focuses mostly on penetration alone. Because of this, many women enjoy the intensity of the position but do not reach climax from it. But there is an important lesson here. Pleasure is not defined only by the final moment of climax. The entire experience matters. Different positions create different emotions, sensations, and energies. Some positions create deep connection and steady stimulation that helps a woman reach climax more easily. Others create excitement, intensity, and passion that make the experience feel raw and powerful even without climax. Doggy style often falls into this second category. It creates a feeling that many people describe as primal and energetic. The angle and movement can feel strong and exciting, even if it is not the position most likely to produce climax. That does not make the position less valuable. It simply means it serves a different purpose in the experience. When someone understands this difference, intimacy becomes more intentional. Certain positions can be used earlier to build excitement and passion. They create energy, variety, and spontaneity. Then, as the moment approaches its peak, transitioning into positions that naturally provide clitoral contact and emotional connection can help bring the experience toward climax more reliably. This approach brings balance between excitement and effectiveness. Passion builds the moment, connection deepens it, and the right alignment helps complete it. When we look at everything together, two positions often stand out as the most reliable for helping women reach climax. The first is missionary with a pillow placed under the hips, which improves alignment and allows steady clitoral contact. The second is when the woman is on top while leaning forward, giving her control over angle, pressure, and rhythm while maintaining close connection. Doggy style appears less likely to produce climax because it lacks natural clitoral contact and face-to-face connection. Yet it still adds intensity and variety that keep the experience exciting. Understanding what each position offers allows couples to use them intentionally rather than randomly. When attention is given to connection, rhythm, and clitoral stimulation, the entire experience changes. Awareness replaces guesswork, and intimacy becomes more satisfying for both partners. At the end of the day, intimacy is not just about physical technique. It is about connection, awareness, and understanding the person in front of you. When you combine emotional presence with the right physical approach, the experience becomes deeper and more meaningful. That is the real goal, to create moments that both partners truly enjoy and remember. If you enjoyed this video and want more content that explores relationships, attraction, and human behavior in a thoughtful way, make sure you support the channel. Like the video, share it with someone who would find these insights interesting, and subscribe for more videos like this. Every bit of support helps the channel grow and allows us to keep sharing valuable insights with more people.